Welcome to online English class. This is level 1. We are doing lesson number 5, part 3. The units we're working on is unit 7, lesson B and C. You are probably watching this video between April 20th and May 3rd. This video was made on April 18th. Okay, let's start on lesson B. Lesson B is on page 86. So now we're going to write the names of the pictures over here. So it says look at the pictures on page 86 and complete the charts. So here, number 1 we have carrots. Carrots, we ask how many carrots, because we can count carrots. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carrots. So we say how many carrots. 2, water. Water, you cannot count water, so we just say how much water. Number 3, I still don't know what this is. I don't know. Let's say bread. Let's say this is bread. So we say how much bread, because you cannot count bread, like 1 bread, 2 bread, 3 bread, 4 bread. So we say how much bread. Do you want a lot of bread or a little? Number 4, a peach. Peaches. Can we count peaches? Yes, we can count peaches. So we ask how many peaches? 5, milk. Can we count milk? No, we cannot count milk. So we say how much milk? But if this is a cup of milk, then we can say how many cups of milk? 1 cup of milk or 2 cups of milk? How many cups of milk or how much milk? Number 6, oranges. We say how many oranges? Number 7, eggs. We say how many eggs? Did I say how many oranges? How many oranges? How many eggs? Meat. How much meat? How much meat or how many pieces of meat? Number 9, coffee. How much coffee? Or how many cups of coffee? How many cups of coffee or how much coffee? Number 10, how many apples? Number 11, how much sugar? How much sugar? And number 10, how many pies? Number 12, how many pies? All right, so that's all of the words you need here. Let's do part C. Complete the questions and use how many or how much. So here we look at this. Eggs, we can count eggs, so we say how many. Juice, we cannot count juice, so we say how much. Milk, here is only the word milk. It doesn't say bottles of milk or gallons of milk or cups of milk. It only says milk, and we cannot count milk, so we say how much milk. If the question asks cups of milk or bottles of milk, then we say many. But because it only says milk, we have to say how much. It's only milk, so we say how much milk. Same thing with bread and meat. If we only have the word bread, we say how much. How much bread do we need? But if we have a loaf of bread or a slice of bread, it's how many. So, finish this with how many and how much. If you need help, remember the words for the ones you can count are here, and the words you cannot count are here. So now, I want you to ask how many or how much here. So let's look at this one. We need some apples. Can we count apples or do we not count apples? Apples we can count. How many apples do we need? We use how many because we can count apples. We can say 2 apples. We need some milk. Can you count milk? No. So we say, how much milk do we need? Not much. So let's look at number 3, bananas. Can we count bananas? Yes, we can count 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 bananas. So we ask, how many bananas do we need? We need 5 bananas. Bread. Can we count bread? No. So we say, how much bread do we need? We need a lot of bread. Okay, we're going to quickly learn some basic math vocabulary. So we're going to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. We're just learning the vocabulary for this. So this is the plus sign. Sign. This is a sign, and this is a sign, 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 sign. This is a plus sign. It means to add, addition. So we have 2 plus 2. And that gives you 4. Plus. This is the plus sign. This is the subtract sign. This is the subtract sign, or the takeaway sign. So 4 minus 2 equals 2. Subtract. Plus, subtract. Multiply. This is the multiply sign. 10 times 10 equals 100. This is the multiply sign. We also call it the times. So I say 10 times 10 equals 100. This is divide. So we have 100 divided by 10 equals 10. And this is the equal sign. It just means the same. Equal. Equals. 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 So again, this is the plus sign. This is the subtract sign. This is the multiply or the times sign. This is the divide sign. And this is the equal sign. These are the signs for the simple math. You need to understand how to say their names. Plus, subtract, or we can call it minus. So let's choose the ones that are the most common to say. Plus, minus, times, and divide. These are what we call these signs: the plus sign, the minus sign, the times sign, the divide sign, and the equal sign. Now, the reason why I'm teaching you this is so I can teach you how to add money. We're going to add money. This is the plus sign. So we're going to add everything together. The first item is $12.00. The second item is $8.50. And the last item is $4.25. So first, let's add the numbers on the right. 0 plus 5 equals 5. 0 plus 5 plus 2 equals 7. So far we have 75 cents because 50 cents and 25 cents. Now let's add the dollars. 2 plus 8 plus 4 equals 14. We put the 4 here and the 1 up here. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So your total is $24.75. So we say this as $12 plus $8.50 plus $4.25 equals $24.75. Plus equals. We can write it like this. 12 plus 850 plus 4.25 equals $24.75. Plus equals. This is the total. This is the total here. So, the first item plus the second item plus the last item equals the total. All right, so let's start lesson C. Lesson C is on page 88. Lesson C is simple if you remember Unit 2 and Unit 3. Because we're going to do there is and there are. Okay, so we use there are. Let's start with there are. No, let's start with there is, sorry. We use there is if there is one thing. So we say there is a banana. How many bananas? One banana. So we say there is a banana. We use there are if there's more than one. If there's 2 bananas, if there's 3 bananas, or 100 bananas, we say there are. There is for one. There are for more than one. Now, we use there is for things we cannot count. So we don't count bread. We do not count milk, cheese. What else don't we count? We do not count rice, sugar, or water. So we say there is. For anything we cannot count, we say there is. So, and when we ask a question, we switch is there and there is. So in the question, we ask, is there? Is there a banana on the table? If there's more than one banana, we say, are there any bananas on the table? When we're only asking for one, we say a banana. If we're asking for more than one, we say any bananas. Are there any bananas on the table? Or we can just say, are there bananas on the table? Are there bananas on the table? For things we cannot count, we say, is there? Is there any bread on the table? Again, we don't need to write the word any. We can just say, is there bread on the table? So the answer is, yes, there is, or yes, there are. Or, no, there isn't, no, there aren't. So let's fill in these in with there is or there are. Number 1, there is sugar on the table. Sugar, we cannot count sugar. So we say there is. Let's look at the next one. The next item is eggs. And we have a number here. Okay, so eggs, we can count eggs. And 6, we know there's a number now. There's 6 eggs. 6 is more than 1. There's many. So we use are. There are. We use are because there's more than 1. Okay, let's look at the next one. Apple. Can we count apples? Yes, we can count apples. Is there a number here? Yes, the number 1. Because there is only 1, we use there is. There is a banana. There is 1 banana. Here, there is 1 apple. So we say there is. There is 1 apple on the table. Let's do number 5. Okay. Number 5, what's the item? Bread. Can we count bread? No, we cannot count bread. We cannot count bread. So we say there is. We use there is because We cannot count bread. So we just say there is bread on the shelf, on the table. There is bread on the shelf. We use there is because we cannot count bread. Let's do number 7. Number 7. Onions. Can we count onions? Yes. Yes, we can. We can count onions. So, is there one onion or more than one onion? There's an S here. So we know it's more than one onion. So we say there are. There's more than one onion. So we say there are. There are onions in the drawer. Remember, this word is drawer. Drawer is the cabinet that you pull out in a kitchen. And let's do number 8. Number 8. What is the item? Meat. Can you count meat? No, you cannot count meat. So we say there is. Meat, you do not count. So we say there is meat in the refrigerator. All right, let's do part B. Here we have to write is there, are there is, there isn't, there are, or there aren't. That's a lot of stuff to choose from. So, let's make it a little easier. Remember, if is or are is at the beginning, we know it's a question. So, is there and are there are question words. There is, there isn't, there are, there aren't. These are the answers. So let's look at number 1. Is there any meat in the refrigerator? We're using is there because meat you cannot count, so we use is. And the answer is yes, there is. We know it's yes, there is because we know to write there is because this is yes. If this is no, then we write no, there is not. So let's do number 2. Oranges. Can we count oranges? Yes, we can. And this is a question. So we know this starts with is or are. But we can count oranges, right? So, is there one orange or a lot of oranges? There's a lot because oranges. So, we can say are there because the question words are is there or are there? We choose this one or this one. Is there or are there? And we know to choose are there because there's a lot of oranges. Are there any oranges? Yes. Yes, okay. So we know we have to use are because the question has are. So do we use yes, there are, or yes, there are not? If the answer is yes, then we use yes, there are. Are there any oranges? Yes, there are. Number 3, cheese. Can you count cheese? No, you cannot count cheese. So, do we use is there or are there? We use is there because if there's something we cannot count, we use is there. Is there any cheese? No. Okay, so our answer has to have is. So there is or there is not. And because it's no, because the answer is no, we use there is not. There isn't. Is there any cheese? No, there isn't. Let's do number 6. Let's do number 6. Okay. Our question words are is there or are there for number 6. Number 6, we're talking about coffee. Coffee. Can you count coffee? No, you cannot. So we use is there. Is there any coffee? So we know our answer has is. Do we use is there or do we use there is or there isn't? In number 6, the answer is yes. So we use there is. Yes, there is. And let's do number 8. Cherries. Can you count cherries? Yes, you can count cherries. You can count 1 cherry, 2 cherries, 3 cherries. So we use, and we know that this is cherries with an S. So we know there are many cherries. So we use are there. Are there any cherries? Are there any cherries? Yes. Do we use there are or there aren't? There are not. Because the answer is yes, we use there are. Yes, there are. Okay. On the next page. Remember when I told you you cannot count milk, but you can count a bottle of milk or a cup of milk? And you cannot count bread, but you can count a loaf of bread or a slice of bread? So here it tells you you can count things like loaf, carton, bottle, box, bottle, package, can, or bag. We use these to count things that we cannot count. It makes a little bit of sense, okay? So we have water. You cannot count water, but you can count a bottle of water there. How many bottles of water are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4 bottles of water. This is a package of meat. A package of meat. How many packages of meat are there? There is 1 package of meat. This is a carton. This is a carton of juice. Here's the word carton. How many cartons of juice are there? There are 2 cartons of juice. How many cans of soda are there? How many cans of soda are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cans of soda. How many packages of cheese are there? How many packages of cheese are there? There is 1 package of cheese. How many boxes of tea are there? There are 1, 2, 3 boxes of tea. How many loaves of bread are there? How many loaves of bread? There is 1 loaf of bread. So now, I want you to look at this picture and then ask, is there any rice? Is there rice in this picture? Yes, I see a bag of rice right here. Is there any soda in this picture? I don't see any soda, so no, there's no soda here. Okay, so now you should understand that we use there is for one thing, or there is for something we cannot count. And we use there are for things we can count and there's more than one. So there is for 1, there are for many, and we use there is for items we cannot count, like bread, water, and milk. We cannot count them. So we say there is.